I think one of the secret weapons of Holliston is the wide array of guest stars that we have on the show.
One of the greatest things about Holliston taking 13 years to actually get made is now at this point, I know so many great people and I have so many great relationships to call upon to have people come and do cameos and guest stars.
Working with Tony Todd, Kane Hodder, Derek Mears, Michael Bailey Smith, like all these people that I've gotten the chance to work with and meet throughout my career has really been awesome because they couldn't be nicer, they couldn't be less scary.
Tony Todd comes to visit and winds up being like the man who came to dinner and just won't leave.
I had met Tony Todd at a screening for one of his other movies, and then to think that 15 years later we would be on the set acting with each other, it was just surreal.
I was able to, you know, make some of the lines more my own. So that's a good almost theater-like organic process.
I'm an experienced actor, a seasoned thespian.
You're gay?
Actor!
And it's a special kind of wacky tribute to one of my characters.
Yo, Candyman, speak!
His presence is really big. He's just a badass, you know?
Beat it!
We also were lucky enough to get Seth Green, who's a good friend of mine, to come and play Gustavo, the schizophrenic makeup artist that Joe and I work with on our trailer for Shin Pads.
I do like horror movies and I've also done them. I just have so much respect for the people that make them and people in them. Kane Hodder is in the other room right now, which is pretty dang cool.
I play myself at a horror convention.
How you doing?
Good.
And I do some more violent things even as myself, so that's what I'm looking forward to also.
Lay down there next to your bitch. Lay down!
The two police officers were played by Derek Mears and Colton Dunn.
Well, I have higher rank. This guy's new on the force. I'm kind of taking him under my wing.
Now Derek is best known as playing Jason in the new Friday the 13th, but a lot of people don't realize that Derek's actually a comedian. These little subtle things that we would add for these guest stars made the cops sort of steal the show.
What the writer of the show had made himself, oh, I'm gonna be the one who's naked with the young girls. My God, it stinks in here.
That's the smell of sluts and the stink of sin.
Even just in some really small parts, like the clerk in Cumberland Farms was played by Brian Posehn.
Two girls up here and they're getting like 15 boxes of douches. I don't know, do you split it, douche?
I think he got it.
What's the general feeling about this show? Do you think it's going to be the next Seinfeld?
I think it's going to be around longer than Seinfeld. No one will ever see it, but you guys will just keep doing it because that's like how you are.
I've been a big fan of Ray since Swamp Thing was probably the first thing I saw him in, and then Twin Peaks. He's got such an interesting look and an interesting voice, and I think that's why he works constantly all the time.
Is there, like, an Indian burial ground under the building?
We're not an Indian one.
Done something like 75 movies, and I was a regular on about 4 or 5 different television shows.
What's fun about doing a cameo as opposed to a regular role?
Oh, gee, you come in for a few hours and you kill it, and then you get to go home.
We were also lucky enough to have 2 of the coolest reoccurring stars ever. I mean, having Dee Snider and Otis Urungus.
I had one scene with Otis, which is amazing. The costume he wears, it's pretty much funny just looking at him in this ridiculous costume.
I don't love you anymore.
Hey, Blondie, move the arm! I basically play Adam's imaginary friend who lives in the closet in his filthy scumbag apartment. I like the little horrible closet that I live in. It's awful. It's filled with crack and bong hits, though, and that keeps me busy in between takes.
I'm about to shoot a scene for my movie trailer where Corey shows her boobs.
Wait, stop! I actually am a big fan of Adam's work. I think he's a very talented little freak. I hate him!
Call me nuts. Everything I do on the show is things I would not have done as Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. Again, probably nobody will know this and go, yo, Dee, looking good. I look like my grandmother in the coffin, all right? Yes, Diver Down's gonna rock the Van Halen covers, and everybody's gonna be running with the devil. And I love the idea that there is hope. There's hope for all those guys out there. There's hope for the Lance Rockets. No, there isn't. But for the Adams and the Joes of the world, you know, there is life after a day job, you know? I like that. Encore